I would like to now introduce you to Lady Linda Carvery. There are 7 generations in the Carvery family, consisting of James and Sarah Frances Gordon, Frances and Elizabeth Cox Gordon, Henry and Beatrice O'Ray Diamond Gordon, Arthur and Margaret David Gordon, Nelson and Linda Gordon Carvery, Leslie, Tina Nelson Jr. and Derek, and Dwayne, Julian, Jaden, and Leah. The Carvery family arrived on these shores when James was born in 1793.
Just gotta make one, it's the Gordon sector.
Oh, Gordon.
The Gordon side on my father's side.
Yeah.
Not the Carvery. I just want to make a clarification so that nobody gets mixed up.
This is what you type here. Okay. No. I am reading it.
I'm sorry, Shelby. I'm sorry.
All right, let me start again. The Carvery family arrived on these shores when James was born in 1793 in New Brunswick. The family made lots of babies, drank lots of lemon gin, and fought. They were farmers. Oh, you guys are warriors. They were farmers, carpenters, hunters, trappers, and general laborers. And she goes on to say, I don't know what gives any of us strength and inspiration more than the fact that we never quit what we have to do.
Amen.
We just keep on keeping on,
Yeah.
like our ancestors did.
Yeah.
They had to be strong to get us where we are today. Amen. And their sacrifice is our inspiration to ensure we are steadily progressing for our descendants. Thank you, Linda, for those great words.
I'm sorry for the mix-up, Shelley.
That's okay.
Please allow me to introduce Holly Arsenault. Now, I'm so glad that you are put this on this evening. What a treat.
Yes.
And before I came here, I said, you know what, Linda, we're going to have some fun here.
Oh, yes.
You know, I just knew it.
Just beginning.
Yes, indeed. And of course, Florence West put the bug in your ear to make this happen. So I thank you for inviting me to be a part of this. I really do. What I want to do is, take some bits and pieces of songs that have a relationship to the bits and pieces of the stories that I want to share. Is that okay?
Amen.
Let me put a question to you. Are there any former residents or people that live on Creighton Street or Maynard Street at this time?
Yep.
There you go. There you go.
Yep.
Okay. Now, what I want to say, I want to begin to say, we continue to have, for the last 192 years, Cornwall Street Baptist Church, now known as New Horizons Baptist Church. That's a long time to be still standing. And I'm so, 192 years. And I'm so proud of that. And at the same time, I want to let you know that, there were other establishments in black communities, okay? There were after-hour spots. There were speakeasies. And there were bootleggers. And they had certain music coming out of those establishments. Now, my late mother Margaret David Gordon met the late Arthur Gordon.
Yeah.
And he was from a family of 17, and there were no twins or triplets.
Wow.
From New Brunswick. He was a Second World War veteran. Guess where they met? Gary Street Hall. Just up the way. And I can imagine a song like this. What a difference a day makes. 24 little hours brought the sun and the flowers where it used to be rain. Margaret said, my lonely nights are through, dear. Since you said you were mine. Oh, what a difference a day makes. There's a rainbow before me. Skies above can't be stormy. Since that moment of bliss, ooh, that thrilling kiss, it's heaven when you find romance on the menu. What a difference a day makes. Well, and the difference is you. I think Margaret probably said that a few times. I'm thinking, I don't know. There was an establishment down on Cardigan Street called the Metropolitan Store. But here's what I remember distinctly about the Metropolitan Store. When Mom's babies were small, she would take them, not only her, but other mothers, in the baby carriages, go down to the Metropolitan Store, leave the baby carriages out by the door, put the brake on, and go do the shop. Can you imagine? That would be lined up with baby carriages while the mothers went in shopping. Try doing that now. My father loved to dance, and my mother loved to sing. Actually, she was still in the choir at the former Cornwallis Street Baptist Church when she was in her 80s. She was an alto. And she passed away just last year, 3.5 months shy of 102. Wow, that's right. So, you know, I may be around a while. I'm just saying. Who knows? But, you know, Mom had 9 children, and we lost one baby in infancy. And I remember being down in Jamaica in 2022, and a woman sat beside me, an older woman, and I said, do you mind if I ask you a question? Because it's been a question that I've always wanted to ask someone, you know, probably that I would never see again. I said, I've always wanted to know, as a young person, how come Mr. and Mrs. So-and-so up the road had 12 kids, and Mr. and Mrs. So-and-so down the road had 2, when there was no birth control? She said, well, dearie, I can only tell you, she was in her 80s, she said, I can only tell you what my grandmother said to me. She said she wanted 6 kids, not 2. She wanted 6 children. And after she had her 6 children, she told the mister he needs to find another place to sleep. I said, oh, just like that, eh? Well, that's all she knew. That's what her grandmother told her. Can you imagine? I can't. So I often think of my mother, when I sing this particular spiritual, and like Florence showed you, a lot of times, a lot of those spirituals were sang with no musical accompaniment.
Yes.
Just clapping hands and just keeping the rhythm.
Exactly.
That's the way it was. And this particular spiritual, I've often thought, like, they didn't have it easy, the older, the folks back then, and I often wonder, how in the name of God did they get by?
Mm-hmm.
But I know how they got by.
Faith goes, yes.
Nobody knows the trouble I seen. Nobody knows my story. Nobody knows the trouble I've seen. Glory, hallelujah. I'm sometimes up, sometimes down. Oh, my Lord. Sometimes I find I'm right down on the ground. Oh, my Lord. Nobody knows the trouble they've seen. I'm going to go back to the Geary Street Hall for a minute. Because I want you to know about some of the musicians that came out of that establishment, just up the street. And I'm thinking about somebody like Archie Dixon, who was from Africa, saxophone player, and I'm going to miss some. I know that because I just don't know everything. There's Charles Bucky Evans, the Joe Seeley Trio. Mr. Johnny Adams played drums, and could he dance? Matter of fact, I'm going to stand up here and say that as far as I'm concerned, there was nobody that could dance like the Adamses.
No.
Okay, and they carried it on. You have Carmen Nelson Downey. I'm sure she taught Stevie D every step he knew. Take that back to him. There must have been a lot of thrills experienced at Carvery Street Hall. And the reason why I'm saying it, because a lot of the songs that were sung had the word thrill in it. If you know what I mean. And I want you to join in with me. Don't be afraid. Oh, you know, Hollywood bands.
Let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready. I found my thrill. Yeah. On Blueberry Hill. On Blueberry Hill. Where I found you. The moon stood still. On Blueberry Hill. And I linger until my dream came true. Oh, the wind and the willow play love's sweet melody. I knew you knew the song. But all of those vows we made were never to be. You're proud of me still, for you were my thrill. On Blueberry Hill. part of a singing trio that sang for the troops, and they were called the 3 M's. Margaret David Gordon, Aunt May Shepherd, and a Margaret Thomas. And they sang for the troops. Now there was a song, let me tell you this, there was a song that my father, Art Gordon, really liked a lot. My sister Wanda, who was supposed to join us this evening but was not able to, she said, Linda, I remember hearing this song for the first time when we lived at 173 Creighton Street, below the Braithwaites, in the home that belonged to Mr. Downey. And guess who was strumming and playing the song in the backyard? The late Mr. Cyril Frazier. Okay? He was singing Peace in the Valley. And that's where Wanda first heard it. And I said, Wanda, Mr. Cyril Frazier, he was also singing in our backyard up on Creighton Street when Nelson and I moved on Creighton Street 40 some odd years ago. He was all over the place, Mr. Frazier. And could he sing? Oh, he had a high-pitched voice too. And he was playing country and western in our backyard. I remember that so clear. Yeah, Peace in the Valley. For the longest time, I thought Peace in the Valley was my mother's favorite song. Because my father used to like to argue and she'd like to have a little peace sometimes. So I thought it was, I always thought it was her favorite song. Until Wanda said no, it was Dad's song. There'll be peace in the valley for me someday. There'll be peace in the valley for me. Oh Lord, I pray. What's the next word? Sadness, no sorrow, no trouble will I see. There will be peace in the valley for me. That's all my mother wanted was a little bit of peace. Stop arguing and fussing all the time. Thank you. Now, there's another musical group that's coming out of Gary Street. Anybody remember the Raindrops? Oh, yeah. Uh-huh. And one of the brothers was my brother, Margaret Gordon's son, Conrad Gordon, Herman Peterson, Eldon Thomas, and Patty Knight. And were they some good-looking dudes? Oh, my. Oh, my. Holly. Now, one of the songs that I remember those guys singing, I want to walk you home.
Okay,
get your papers, Holly, get your papers, get yourself together. Yeah, that's the one.
All right.
And I know some of you have to know this song. And I've already heard a couple of choirs out here tonight. And I want you all to continue, because I want to hear some music. I need backup is what I'm trying to tell you. Walk you home. Let me walk you home. You look so good to me. Ooh, I wish I was the lucky one who could walk you down the aisle. I love the way you walk. Break your heart. But if I ask you for a date, will Will you tell me that I'm not too late? I wanna hold your hand. Please let me hold your hand. Oh, you look so good to me. Ooh, I saw you walking all alone. That's why I wanna walk you home. I wanna walk you home. May take you home tonight. If you behave yourself, all depends on your behavior this evening. I told you we were going to have something. And, Shelley just, gave us a certain amount of time up here, so we're going to bring things to a close. And one of the songs Shelley said, Linda, can you sing this song? What she didn't know is it's one of my favorite songs, Shelley. So I was so happy that you asked me. And there's a couple of lines that I changed, just a couple of lines in reference to, where that water is, okay? So you know what I'm talking about, Holly. You know where I'm going?
We'll find out.
Change gonna come. Ooh, one of these Big changes happening around here. Some good, some not so good. Okay? Some good, some not so good. I'm born and raised on Creighton Street. But like a lot of people, we moved back to Creighton Street. Because that's where I wanted to be. Close to the water, close to downtown. I like to walk. You know, I had a very difficult time getting a mortgage. Both of us were working full time. Both of us had good credit. We had a down payment, and he said no. Well, I didn't take no for that, I can tell you. Oh, Lord, Holly, I was so mad. I went above his head, went to the main branch, and I called, and I gave my story. And I said, you need to give me a real good reason why we can't buy a home on Creighton Street. And we got the mortgage. And I ain't been the same since. And here's the funny part, but it's not so funny. Because when I went before the bank manager again for something else, and got it this time, he had the nerve to say to me, well, you know, Miss Carvery, I sure wish I had a bought back then. And if I didn't want that money, I would have knocked them out cold. Thank you very much.
Oh my gosh, thank you, Linda, that was wonderful. I have to mention that it's not by accident that I have these families. Linda, I remember growing up, she'd come from the city. I mean, I was born in the country. So these city folks were so sophisticated, you know. And so we always looked up to Linda and my Aunt Margaret. They were just, you know, stars. And with the Fraser family, like she said, I remember Mr. Fraser coming to the house and singing, and oh, he was such a joy, you know. And so these things, you know, they're right here from my childhood. So I purposely picked these folks. But right now, I'd like to introduce you to the Thomas family. They are 9th generation. I know, from East Preston. Now Carolyn, Queen Carolyn, she's just a powerhouse. So amazing.